Hello guys, did you miss me? I'm back to talk to you about stock tonight, and the topic is how to trade in a recession to have wealth for the next generation. And I just want to say that you have a awesome opportunity right now because most of the stock is down, and you have an opportunity to get some cheap stock at really good price, great stocks. We're talking about stocks like Microsoft, stock like Facebook, Meta Platform, formerly known as Meta Platform, stock as Nvidia, AMD. All these stocks are on sale, and you have a great opportunity. Even some of the oil stocks, guys, it is a wonderful opportunity where you could get a nice dividend and get things cheaper. And then it's something that you could live off the dividends, or you could keep reinvesting the dividends, and you could have wealth for a lifetime. So I just wanted to touch on that, guys. And as I always do, I'm gonna go to Jim Cramer and the CNBC Investment Club, and they will give you some more advice. And then I will come back here and give you your stock pick. So stay to the end of the show where I would share a bonus with you. But let us go to Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks from the CNBC Investment Club.
Investing Club. We've got another strong day today. This is what we predicted off of that oscillator. Remember when we said it hits -10, you have to hold your nose and buy, which we've done. And now, of course, as we come off, since we were at maximum exposure for the trust, we will make some sales. But as you know, there's a lot of things at work. We've got a Russell rebalancing, and we've also got commodities going down.
Yeah, you were tweeting out about that this morning. We put out a piece yesterday. Copper, oil, nat gas, corn, wheat, cotton, all down double-digit percent.
Right.
So is this a sign you think that what Jerome Powell and the Fed, what they are potentially winning? I mean, rates are coming down too.
Rates are coming down. I did buy a lot of 2-year and 3-year paper for my IRA charitable trust. Now, I will say this. This is really not for what I've done for rent personal. This is really important. There is a lot of talk about a truce being developed between Russia and Ukraine. And I think that is what's hurting oil. The demand side is still okay. Russia has cut back, and now Russia can flood because things are just so crazy because of the Indians and the Chinese want to buy. But keep in mind that there's a lot of talk about peace in the air. I cannot confirm it, but I think that in itself has brought down oil.
Mm-hmm. And we did see Coterra downgraded today by Citi. Now, Coterra has a 9% dividend yield. Remember, it's about half nat gas. The other half they get from oil.
But as you said, the long knives are out.
The long knives are out.
And the people said, well, look, I mean, the chartist, I saw Helene Meisler said that she hates the oils. But remember, and people were saying that the cash flows can be so high that you might be able to get a 12, 13% yield. I'm happy with the yield we got. I still insist on having oil exposure as a hedge to all of the growth stocks we have, which are obviously the largest part of our positions.
And many are working quite well. You interviewed Salesforce last night.
Salesforce is bottom.
Benioff, Brett Taylor.
Yep, I said Metaverse you got to buy. Now I'm adding Salesforce you got to buy because I feel so strong, really, really strongly that Salesforce is making a very definitive bottom here. I suspect another really great quarter. And don't forget, they're going to have Dreamforce for the first time in a couple of years. Dreamforce is where a huge percent of their business is done, and they haven't been able to have it. So let's understand that Salesforce, I think, is very much on the way back. Now, a lot of the ne'er-do-wells, like a PayPal's doing well. There's a lot of, we're seeing like, the Zooms do well, the DocuSign. These are all because of rates coming down. And it turned out that there's much more involved with rates as what's determining the market. Do you think rates are determining the rally in the semis, though?
I don't think so as much. I think it's different because with the Salesforce, this is a lot of subscription revenue. It is much more resilient in economic downturns. Whereas semiconductors, what I think we're all trying to figure out is what the earnings picture is going to look like in the rest of the second half of the year, 2023, because there is a little bit more economic sensitivity in the semis, right? There's a lot of enterprise spending there, the consumer as well. Where this is just it's a subscription-based business, so and their attrition rates are as low as it's ever been for the company. So I think that's the dichotomy why Salesforce is working when rates coming down, but semis there's a little bit more hesitation. Though they are having a good day today.
Absolutely, today it's a nice bounce back, but in the case of Salesforce, remember the sales cloud was incredibly strong. I think that's continuing to sell. MuleSoft, they feel is very good, but Slack is the one that they're keying on. They think that Slack is the one that's going to have a big upside surprise, and that makes me feel very strongly about Salesforce. You know, I feel very strongly about Metaverse the other day after going with Mark Zuckerberg into the Metaverse. Now, understand the cadence here. Reels is coming back. Reels is going to challenge TikTok. You're going to start to see some better numbers, and TikTok going down, Reels going up, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to monetize yet. They're obviously the long game they're playing for Metaverse, but it doesn't matter. You have to be in there before it clicks. And so I feel that those two are very right, particularly with the oscillator still down very low. Now let's talk about, we talked about something good, Salesforce. We talked about something good, Metaverse. Let's talk about Bausch Health, Bausch & Lomb, and the change at the top for Bausch Health, at the very top for chairman, because it looks like definitively that Joe Papa did not fall. I would say, even though there was no real reason given, the Icon's in.
Yeah.
And Icon's not happy.
Yeah. I mean, let's be clear. The stock has been a disaster, but I think there is some hope for the future. Joe Papa was chairman of Bausch Health. He's resigned. Taking his place now is John Paulson, billionaire investor.
The hedge fund billionaire.
And on the Bausch & Lomb side, you have two of Icon's guys. One is
right.
his son, joining the board there. So between Paulson and Icon, these are the two largest investors in BHC. So
and perhaps there could be a sale here.
There's a lot of skin in the game. Right. I think it raises a lot of questions, especially with the stock at $8.
Here there was going to be no sale.
Could there be a sale?
Here there could be a sale because you have bonds like their 2025 bonds trading in 77. Well, that just reflects bankruptcy. Yeah. Obviously, they still have the Xifaxan problem. But if they win the Xifaxan, which is a giant drug for them, and you still have the actual huge ownership stake in Bausch & Lomb, it's a different story. I still say work in progress. I don't trust the situation yet.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm certainly more optimistic about the future with these guys in the board because they've seen, just like us, there's been a lot of value destroyed here, and their number one goal is to create shareholder value. So definitely a lot more optimistic. Remember, too, they pulled the Solta IPO, and I think if they were to sell the company, I think it'd be worth more with Solta.
Yes,
included
definitely.
Versus IPOing at a horrible price.
And they still own a huge percentage. Away. They can always buy back a percentage of a company that they offered, Bausch & Lomb. Yeah. The thing to watch here is how much is Icon really involved? Because if Icon's involved, I think you get a transaction. If it's just a sightseer where he's got a big position, he's underwater, and wants to saber rattle, that's what I worry about. That will be a definitive negative once again and a defeat for us.
And if we could switch to the chart real quick to BLCO, that's Bausch & Lomb. That's the one that's Joe, his involvement.
Right.
Joe Papa's still the CEO here. You also had Evercore ISI, by the way, initiate coverage on Bausch & Lomb this morning. $21 price target.
Well, look, this is an absurdly cheap stock because anyone who remembers it, this is the Cadillac of eye care. There is a lot of eye care needed, particularly because there's a lot of people who are nearsighted because they look too much at their screen. This was a disaster where it came public. It was done on a very bad day. The number of mistakes that Joe Papa made are legion here. And I think they're fed up and they're taking action. And it's good for people who bought it. But I'm still unwilling to commit more money to the situation.
Right. We want to find out exactly what Paulson's plan is.
Data.
Right.
Now, in terms of the de-risking of software, remember we said that hardware could be, you can cut off, but software is longer term. Microsoft coming out very positive. A de-risk name that looks very strong.
Yeah, Citigroup, positive on software. They're citing valuation multiples near multi-year lows. They think sector derating is mostly done. Though there could be some volatility in the second half.
Right. Now, again, I'm trying to get it across to everybody here. Microsoft, if you don't own it or you just joined over, there's a considerable number of people. I like Microsoft. I like Salesforce. I like Metaverse of the stocks that have come down. If we did the semis, it would be there's a bunch of them that we like. I like AMD very much. I think
fantastic businesses.
Yes, yeah.
AMD, Marvell, NVIDIA, Qualcomm.
Murphy doing a terrific job. Qualcomm's ridiculously low. So those are all good. Bank stress tests. Our Wells Fargo did better than Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Citi, and that those three look like they're going to be constrained when it comes to dividends. And then finally, Coterras, the long knives are out for our positions in oil, and we're waiting. We're waiting to see a bottom. We're not going to cut our exposure because we like the yield too much. So we like the software companies. We're noticing how today's a good day for the semis. We're not sure whether that stays. We did take some profits in Lilly because we wanted to have the cash. Remember, we got down to almost no cash whatsoever. That's not our style unless we have tremendous oversold. We've raised a little money if we need it. We're looking constantly about what to be able to buy.
Still one of our larger names too, Eli Lilly. We still like it very much for the long term. Up big today.
But not a decision against Lilly, a portfolio management decision to have a little extra capital if we need it on a downturn, which we could at any given day have. Keeping track of this, perhaps this rather sub rosa possibility of a peace treaty, which of course would drive the stock market up gigantically. So this is Jim Cramer for Jeff Marks. We all hope you have a terrific weekend. And we will be back with our morning meeting exclusively for people who belong to the investing club.
All right, guys. That was a lot. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Hope you learn a lot. And if you need some coffee or you need some tea, hopefully I didn't keep you too long because I respect the time you're on here. So welcome back. And as I was saying, we're going to talk about some stocks, and I'm going to talk about some stocks that you should be buying. But first, let me just share this with you. As you know, I love Robinhood. That's where I do all my business. So if you come over here, that's what the site look like. And you go here, you can get a free stock if you use my code when you sign up for Robinhood. So please consider joining Robinhood and using my code. Anyway, guys, so let's talk about some stocks. I just tell you that if you stay with me and you learn the stock market, you can gain a lot. With the war going on, we see that the oil has dropped a little bit, but there is still some great company, some great tech company, but it will also depend on China opening up and the lockdown being stopped in China with the COVID lockdown they have. So let's just talk about two companies that I think is a great buy, that I think you should invest in for the long term. And I will give you that, and then we will close off. So guys, let me just share this with you. The first company, as you guys know, is a company that Jim been talking a lot about. It is Meta Platform. I see it's starting to go up from where it was. You see it was all the way down here. You could see where the bottom is. It was all the way down. Now it's up to 170, but it is nowhere close to where it was. That was a almost $300 stock. So you're getting it cheap, and when things come back, you're gonna make a lot of money with Meta Platform, formerly known as Facebook. So consider buying some Meta Platform, guys. Anyway, guys, if you're finding value in the video, please consider commenting and subscribing. Consider liking and commenting on our video. It really helps us out a lot. Anyway, guys, the next company I'm going to talk about is a company where I have a very big holding. I just need to let you know that. And it's a company I believe in a lot. It is NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is very, very good. That used to be a $300 stock. And NVIDIA, it is where it's at. So, guys, consider NVIDIA. Consider putting NVIDIA into your portfolio. It is $171. It used to be a $300 stock. They also have a dividend. So consider buying some NVIDIA stock, guys. Very, 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 very important. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I want to say thank you for joining me. As you know, I am here Monday to Friday. Sometimes I can't say what time I'm going to be here, but I'm here Monday to Friday where I talk stocks. And on the weekend, tomorrow, we will talk some real estate since I do both. So, guys, please consider joining Robinhood /ErnieB13 and receive your free stock. Anyway, guys, don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Have a good one.